ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय कोटिसूर्यसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा वागर्थाविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्थप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। Okay. It's asking me to confirm my language. Hindi it says. I don't know why it thinks so. Okay. All right. This AI is getting too smart nowadays, you know. All right. So I'm happy. A lot of you did the exercises this time and submitted it, though I gave it only on Monday. So it's good. So let's look at some of that a little, okay? We'll do that in a bit. Okay. All right. So now I thought I will discuss a few of these which I thought needed attention. All right. Having looked at several answers. The first one was tasmin asakrit shrutau. That was the first word we saw. Right? Are you seeing my screen? Yes?
Yes, Swamiji.
Okay. Okay. So let me go back to the screen. I got to get rid of this. That will help me. Okay. Am I sharing now or not? May not be. It's happening. Okay. Good. Why is it doing this now? Funny. Okay, give me a second, okay? Something didn't work out. Okay. So we'll look at this now. I think it's no, it's oh, is that why it's doing it? View gallery. I have gallery view. Why is it doing this today? Okay. Just give me a second. There's some change in the behavior today in Zoom. Normally when I share, I see some people's picture. But today for some reason, now I'm seeing it. Okay, something I had done, I guess. If I do that, that's one thing. Okay, I have more options. All right. Okay, so the first word was tasmin asakrit shrutau. So then, this is the right answer. Tasmin asakrit shrutau. Okay. Somebody gave this also. Tasmin na sakrit shrutau. Technically, it is right. It is not wrong. Okay. So, what does the word asakrit mean? That's good to know. That there is a word called sakrit and there is a word called asakrit. There are two different words. What asakrit means? Once, one time. Asakrit, not once, means any number of times, many times. Na ekam. Sakrit, ekavaram. Asakrit, anekavaram. So Brahma Sutra will have a sutra which will tell asakrit abhyasaha. Not once. How many times abhyasa? Asakrit. So the word asakrit, if you don't know, then you will not be able to spot the, you will not come up with this, because asakrit you don't know the word. Then you will try to fit in sakrit. Correct? But once if you know, see, the fact is nakara will still give tasminna. But if you took this first one, what meaning will you get? What will the meaning you will get? When sati, add a sati saptami, when it has been heard many times, that's the meaning you will get. Tasmin na sakrit shuto, what will you get meaning? Not heard even once, maybe. I don't know what meaning you will get. Okay? So just to watch. Sometimes sandhis can be done multiple ways, but what is right will be contextual. So if you put this also, you're okay in it, exercise. You didn't do it wrong. But if other than this anything is there, it would be likely to be incorrect. Okay? Now, I found this answer in one answer sheet. Anyanshcha is equal to anyamcha. Now, if you say anyamcha, tell me what sandhi will happen. This is not right, okay? This is not right. What will happen on anyamcha? Let's say the word is anyamcha. First of all, what is anyam? Is that a valid word or not? We should know. Anya, feminine will be anya. Okay. With that, you take second case, singular, you'll get anyam. Right? So anyamcha. All right. What will happen if you put anyamcha? If this is the two words, if these are two words, sandhi rules that we know, what will happen? Padānta-makara, what will happen? You will get anyam will become anuswara. Monuswara hali. Cha. Correct? Then what will happen to that anuswara? It will get replaced by the parasavarna. Cha, cha, ja, janya. So what will you get? Anyan cha. This is what you will get. Anyam cha cannot give you anyanshcha. Can't give you. Okay? And this could also have been written as anyancha. So this is what the person probably thought, but missed the shakara. That shakara tells you this cannot be right. Therefore, that naha, what will happen? Nakara, padanta nakara becomes room. Nashchavi aprashan, room. Then room will become visarga. Visarga become sakara. Sakara will change depending on what is following, like visarga sandhi rules. So when you see this shakara extra, it has to wake you up. It cannot be anyamcha. Okay? And if you take anyamcha in a sentence, anyancha shravanatvaga anyancha, if I say, it won't fit with anyamcha. In the sentence, it won't fit. Okay? So that's how you should try to understand. Then another one was sarvanuraganshcha. Okay? So this was one answer. Sarva anuragancha. It's correct. It's not wrong. Okay? This is the right one. Right one in what context? From the context of what I gave you from, which is Bhagavad Gita. Okay? Sarvan uragan cha will become Sarvan uragan cha. Sarva, see what happens here? Sarvan uragan. So if you split like this, you'll have one problem. If you split like this, see, this is a compound now. Sarva anuragan. What does it mean? Uraga means what? Urasi gacchati iti uragaha. One which moves on its chest. A snake is called uraga. So sarva anuragan means what? All non-snakes. That's what it will mean. What will this mean? All snakes. So the meaning is entirely different, but both are correct technically. All right. And somebody else, I thought, put like this. That won't be right because you don't have a ra. Okay. You can only go with that much. All right. Okay. Then this one is another one which a lot of people had difficulty with. 25th one. Yasmat shrutopanishat kasya. So this is what was intended as the answer. Yasmat shruta upanishat kasya. Now the difficulty you all had perhaps, well, you don't know this word. What is this? Kasya you know. Upanishad you know. Therefore, this seems to be right. Valid. From your perspective, what you know, it's quite valid. But what you need to know is here, what is happening is there is a Shrutaha Upanishad Yena. Shrutaha. So if you take these two words, it's a compound. This hyphenation also, some of you I think have not been observing, but every hyphen should be a compound. If you don't put a hyphen, it should be a padanta. So it should be hyphen if it's not a padanta. Okay. I have tried to mark hyphens, but be cautious so that you will recognize what is padanta and not padanta. So Shruta Upanishad is what? Shrutaha or Shrutam. Shruta. Shruta is what kind of a word? It's an adjective. It can go in three genders. Shrutaha, masculine. Shrutam, in one I'm saying, neuter. Shruta, feminine. Upanishad is what gender? It is feminine. Therefore, Shruta Upanishad Yena. Shruta Upanishad Yena will be what? It will be Shrutopanishad. It will be, sorry, what did I do? Did that. Shrutopanishad it will become. It won't be Shrutapanishad. Shruta plus who, what will happen anyway? Anyway, when you join, you won't get a, it will go. You will get Shrutopanishad. Okay? What does it mean now? One who has heard an Upanishad. Suppose it was a Tatpurusha compound, not Bahurihi. You will get what? Same Shrutopanishad, but it will be what? Shruta Chaya Upanishad. Different meaning. Okay? That Upanishad which has been heard will be called Shrutopanishad. That is also a possibility. So this is what? This is a Bahuvrihi compound. If it's Tatpurusha, what will it be? What will it be? Shruta Cha Ya Upanishad. What will be the compound word? Shrutopanishad. Okay? Now, if it's a Bahuvrihi, it can take an optional Swartha Pratyaya. So Tadita Pratyaya, Samasanta Pratyaya it's called, which is called Kan. In Kan, the Nakara is what? It. What's the content? Ka. Lashakva Tadita won't apply because it's not Tadita. Okay? So you can add this Pratyaya, it's Swartha means it does not make any change to the meaning of the Prakriti. Therefore, you will get what? Shrutopanishad Shrutopanishad Ka. What is the meaning of Shrutopanishad Ka? Same meaning as Shrutopanishad in Bahuvrihi. You cannot add this for Tatpurusha. So when you put Ka, you can be sure it is going to be, if it's a compound, it is very likely to be Bahuvrihi. Good way to distinguish. So Shrutopanishad Ka, this is now Akaranta Pullinga. Assuming it's a male being referred to. Tasya. So Shrutopanishad ka. So what will I say? Shruta Upanishadyena Shrutopanishad. Right? Then Shrutopanishadeva Shrutopanishadkaha. Okay? Then Tena. That will give you Shrutopanishad. Sorry, not Kena, not Tena, Tasya. So sixth case here. So that will give you what? Is equal to Shrutopanishadkasya. Okay? This is the way in the context that will fit in well. Now, another answer given is what? Yasmat Shruta Upanishad Kasya. This is also possible. This is also possible. Why? What does it mean now? We can't tell the meaning offhand, but Shruta Upanishad will become what? Shruta Upanishad. And then you made a separate word Kasya. Because a heard Upanishad for whom we don't know what sentence is. So valid. It's okay. It's not wrong. Okay? But suppose you wrote like this. You had, let's say you had a option C. What's the option C? The option C, which was also there, is okay. Now what will become? What happens now? See, if it is like this, you cannot make Shruta plus U into Guna. Because what you mean is this. In fact, you should break like this. Shrutaha Upanishad Kasya. Then what will happen? Yasmat Shrutaha Upanishad Kasya. Words are all correct. But you will not get, you will get what? These two, when you combine Shruta Upanishad with a gap, you cannot make Guna. Therefore, this is what? Wrong. Okay? This is wrong. All right? Just so make sure. This is what? Wrong. Okay? Just so you know that they are not right. This is okay. This is okay. This is also okay. A and B are okay. C is wrong. All right? Anyone has any questions? Raise your hand, okay? I'm assuming that you're following what I'm trying to say to you. Then another one was this. Agama payino nityastan stitikshasva bharata. If you know Gita, you won't miss this. You will know where it's coming from. Now, there were two answers I saw. Agama payinaha nityaha tan titikshasva. Another one is Agama payinaha. Oh, I missed one, okay? Which one is correct now? When I give you an avagraha, at least you can't go wrong, okay? You must make it a nityaha. But if the avagraha was missing, then both would be right. But with avagraha present, you know, can I say this is right? You have to see now. What will happen? Let us think about it, right? Apayinaha nityaha. What will happen to Visarga? Is Hush following? Yes or no? Help me, somebody, I've forgotten. Somebody help me. Whoever wants to do it.
It will become Repha, Swami.
Huh?
It should become Repha.
It'll become Refa?
Yeah, because not Khar following.
Good. Not Khar following. That always becomes Refa? Ru
Yeah.
will come first. Okay. Ru will come first. Then what will happen? A is preceding the Visarga. What is following? Na.
No.
Is it Hush or no?
One second.
Lopas.
Yeah, it is Hush.
Okay.
Oh,
Is it
oh
Hush?
yeah. Hashicha then.
And
Sorry.
then what will happen?
Oh.
Oh. Okay. So, apayino nitya. Right? So, you will not get, will you get apayino or not now? Once you have this, suppose this was your vigraha, what will you get after this? Next step, what will you get? Apayino, can I write or not? Is it right or wrong? Right? I can write. Now, apayino nityaha, what will happen? Anything will happen? Nothing will happen. Suppose it was apayino anityaha, what will happen? Sandhi will happen. That is what's going on here. It is one word. This is two words. Right? And while writing, you could write like this. There's no rule to prevent you from joining those two while writing. But what is right? So this is right. Anityaha, because avagraha is there. This is, meaning will be totally wrong. You understand the problem? The meaning will be what? Agama painaha nityaha. What is nityaha? They are forever. What comes and goes is forever. That would be very wrong. So be very cautious. Whether avagraha is there or not there, you still have to watch very cautiously. Okay? So the point is this: if avagraha was not given because it's optional, then you know that there are two possibilities here. It could be this, or it could be anityaha. When avagraha is given, you can be very sure. Is that clear? Okay. Yabhir vibhutibhir lokan imam stvam vyapya tishtati. This is again Bhagavad Gita. So this is one answer I got. Yabhihi vibhutihi lokan imam tvam. Not right, okay? This is wrong. Just to make sure, first you know it is wrong. Okay. What is wrong here? Yabhihi vibhutihi is correct. Now, lokani. Why? Because you know the word lokani. Somehow in your mind you know. Alright. Is the word loka masculine or feminine or neuter? We have to look. Okay. So what is loka? What is loka? Let us see what is loka. Let me check once to make sure I don't give you anything wrong. So essentially we can, let me share the screen and do it so we'll all see it. Okay. Okay. Where's my kosha? One second. Okay. Let me go to Mukhya Prishtam and then Kosha. Okay, now I'll share my screen. I haven't done that so far. I will share my screen now. Share. And that screen I'll share. Okay. So now what happens? I'm looking Kosha and Vesha. I should look for Loka. What do I get in Loka? Pullingaha. Pullingaha. Right? Alright. So you see it's Pullinga. In fact, when you see a ghai, it cannot be Strilinga. You don't have a doubt about it then. Okay? It is Pullinga. If it is Pullinga, now you have a problem. You thought, am I sharing the word file? Not yet. Okay, I will do so in a minute. Okay.
Now seeing something.
Oh, okay. So it came. All right. Never mind. All right. You're seeing the word file now?
Yes.
Okay. So now, is Lokani correct? It cannot be correct because only neutral will get Lokani. Once you got that, Lokani is wrong vigraha. Then it has to be Lokan Iman Tvam. Okay? Then you will get right way. Yabhir vibhutivir Lokan Imam Stvam Vyapya tishtati. Okay? So then this is your answer sheet which has been shared with those who have sent it, right? So then in this, I hope, see, when you look at these, it should also be this Prichyamanatvat. Yeah, everybody wrote no sandhi. which is correct. But there is something more, which if you notice, you will see that cha is sitting here. And that comes because of tukagama. Prach dhatu becomes pricha. That's what I wanted you to notice. Not as a sandhi, but because it's internal sandhi. It's not between words. Within the word, there is a tukagama happening. Like gacha. We saw gacha, icha, right? These words. So most of them were one of these rules, okay? One is Naschavya Prashan or Stuhoshtanashuhu Shashchahati, most of them. So that's why I put these on top, and I saw one of the students had this method of presenting it, what happens, Chatvam, Chatvam. So I thought smaller, and then I asked another student to help me to put all the sutras together. I put that also here. So you can have some, understanding of what's going on, depending on level of detail you would like to go to. So someone asked me, Swamiji, where should I put sutra number? You decide if you want to put or not. If I ask you to put, I have to check everyone's sutra numbers. I don't ask therefore. I ask you only for word split. So that's my minimum, my homework, okay? But I still try to incorporate everything so you have a clarity, right? So the sattvam, what does it mean? That's why I just put a legend here, what it means here. Padānta-nakara to ru by Naschavya Prashan, then ru to visarga, visarga to sakara by 8315, 8334. Then what happened after that, I have not mentioned here. You follow it. Shtutvam, etc. Okay. Then some people I saw did not put a hyphen between them. Shruti antare, they're not two words. Shrutyantara is one word. Otherwise, Shruti should be declined. Okay. Then, see, when you see a word, tat sheshataya, what does it mean? Being connected to it. That sheshe sashti. That meaning you should see. It will help you because every word is coming from the Upanishad. What is this parasmincha? Purvasmin. You also saw the word purvasmin, I think, somewhere, right? Purvasmin tavat vikalpe. What does purvasmin mean to you? What does the word purvasmin mean? What kind of a word is it? How will you get the word purvasmin? What do you have to decline? What's the pratipadikam? Purva, yes, Malti.
Purva 7-1, Purva?
Correct. Purva is the pratipadika. But what can take us off guard is Purva can be declined as Purve or Purvasmin. Both are okay. There are 9 Sarvanama Shabdas. Purva, Para, Dakshina, etc. Uttara. These have an optional form. With smat, smin, etc. Without it also. So, for some time I was scratching my head, wondering why Purvasmin, what is this? Is it a compound? What is it? Suddenly you get it out sometime, like that you get it out suddenly. Then you struggle and figure out, oh, it's a Sarvanama because smin is sitting. Smat, smin, these are giveaways of Sarvanama. Therefore, once you know it's Sarvanama, now you sing. Purva is one Sarvanama. Then Ayam, Imau, Ime. No? Then must be Idam Shabda. Idam will give Asmin or not? Yeah, Asmin is there. Purva plus Asmin, how it will come? This kind of thought can come. Can come. Because it looks like a compound. But Purva plus Asmin shouldn't Purva Asmin. It is Purvasmin. What to do with it? That kind of a doubt need not come. Understand single word, not a compound. It means what? Prior. Purvasmin means prior. Purvasmin Vikalpa means what? The prior option. Uttarasmin Adhyaye in the next chapter. Okay? Purvasmin Pakshe in the prior stand taken. This word is quite common. Alright? So good to be aware of the words. See, the reason I'm giving you everything from Shastra is when you do the exercise also, you're working with Shastra words only. Your vocabulary will grow as you go. And you try to understand the words in isolation. Then in the context, that will help. Okay? All right. Then, see this now. Kamalasanastham rishincha. So here you should have, if you didn't put a hyphen, you should note that. Kamala asana stham. How will this word be? Kamalasanasthaha. Right? Kamalam, right? Kamala rupa asane tishtati. Iti kamalasanastaha. Right? That is one person. Tam kamalasanastham. Then rishinscha. So I could have just given rishinscha, but this is how the word appears in the book. In Gita, you'll find this kamalasanastham rishinscha. Right? Etat shmashanam. Etat shmashanam. Gatasun agatasun. So here this hyphen between gata and asun is important for sandhi. Internal sandhi. You'll at least know what's going on. Asu is what? Life, prana. One whom life has left and one whose life hasn't left. Living and dead. Gatasun agatasun cha. Okay? See, purvasmin, opposite, uttarasmin tu. Tu means what was said before was this tu, whereas uttarasmin tu. Very common in the Bhashyam. This we saw. Shrutopanitkas, right? See, purvasmin tavad vikalpe. In the prior option, because typically in analysis in Brahma Sutra, you'll find a lot of options are given. What was said in the option before? What is now being is the next option. That vikalpa means an option. All right. Then sakrit shrutam. See, this is heard once. Earlier was asakrit shrutam. Then, so here uchshritam is what? Ut means above, upasarga. Ut shritam. Ati is also upasarga. Ati ut shritam. That's why all hyphenated here. They're compound really. Then what else? Anything else that anybody had difficulty with? Then you can ask. Okay. Otherwise, I thought most of you who submitted understood and did fairly well. Okay. And if you miss the basic sutras, you will be in trouble. So you should have a fair idea of what's going on. All right. Any question on exercise? No. Okay. We'll proceed further. So now we saw last time, achorahabhyam dve anachicha. Two sutras we saw last time. What is it saying? These sutras are optional additions. I categorize them as optional additions. You may add a character extra. And what will get added? In both cases, yar will get added. Achorahabhyam yarahadve anachicha yarahadve. Yar alone get duplicated. All right. And there are a few which will negate them. Optional and therefore negation. As I said, we don't have to worry about them. All right. Now, there's an optional lopa. Before we get there, this anachicha has got a few vartikas under it. Okay. And the vartikas under the anachicha are like this. One is yano mayo dve bhavataha iti vaktavyam. Keep in mind, I am not expecting you to remember these vartikas at all. Okay. Your memory should be occupied with more useful things. If you have a lot of space, keep this also. If it's not, don't worry about it. Right? What is it saying? Yano mayo dve bhavataha. Now the thing is, yanaha mayaha. Yanaha mayaha, which is fifth case, which is sixth case? You have to know to be able to correctly say what it's going on. And interestingly, both options are given in the Vartika. It's interpreted both ways. So it could mean when yen precedes and maya follows, or maya precedes and yen follows, whatever is the sthani will be doubled. So either yen will get doubled or maya will get doubled. What is yen? Hayavarat lan. Yavara la. Right? That's what it is. What is my? Nyamagananam. Then kapai. Therefore, what will it be? Nyamangananam. Ma. Nya. Rumo nya. After nya, all the class consonants, including nasals, except nyakara. They're all what? Yama. Right? So that will get doubled. So either one can get doubled. What does it matter to you finally? If you see doubling, note it is optional, and you remove that one double and look at the word. You will know what it means. Because I was looking, just a random search, I was looking for dictionary, what words are given. Do they give multiple words? Normally, they give without doubling in a dictionary. So when you're looking at a dictionary for a word, it is better to know if there is some double, you remove it and then look. Otherwise, you will not find the word. This is how it helps, to us to know. Because for so many days, we used to have a problem. Is it murti or murti? Atma or atma? We don't know. Partha or partha? So if you chant Parthaya, first word, Om Parthaya Pratibodhita, what's happening there? Doubling is happening. Otherwise, you won't get that Parthaya. You'll get Parthaya, which is not how it's normally chanted. Right? So these used to bother at some point. But once you know all these are like that. Some doubling is happening, optional. So whenever you say doubling, whether it's necessary or not, you can look. That's my purpose. I'm not interested in knowing how every doubling happens, personally. You're welcome to remember. More you remember, good for you, if you can remember. Okay? So, yano mayo dve bhavata iti vaktam. This is what Kashika Kara. Kashika is one of the commentaries, important commentaries on the Ashtadhyayi. I have just taken that here. Kechidatra yan iti panchami maya iti shashti iti vyachakshate. You should be able to translate this. Kechit. What is kechit? Some. K is some. What is kechit? Indefinite. Whoever it is. Some people. Kechit. Atra. Here, what do? Yan iti panchami. Maya iti shashti. Yan iti panchami means what? Yan, quotes, is panchami vibhakti. Maya iti, maya quote, is shashti iti vyachakshate. What is vyachakshate? Chakshing dhatu. Atmane pada. Vyachakshate. They say, okay, for them, tesham, ulka, valmika, iti udaharanam. Iti udaharanam. These are the examples. Right? So what is happening now? Look at this. Here it is two possibilities. The possibility number one is yan precedes, my follows. Because yan is, have I reversed it here by any chance? I think I have reversed it in writing, okay? Just don't worry about this line for now. I had to fix it. All right? But what will happen now? You have ulka, right? So the lakara gets doubled. Yan gets doubled. Okay? Valmika. Another example. Then you have in other second cases what? Aparetu yan iti shashti. So yan is shashti. And maya is panchami. Therefore, what will happen now? Maya. Why have I reversed in both cases? I don't know why I did this. Okay. Let's look at the example anyway. So here the example is what? Dadhyatra. Dadhyatra. So what do you have here? you have a dhakara, right, and a yakara, right? So now you have to see which is yan, which is my. What is my? All class consonants. What is yan? Yavarala. So that is easy, right? Yavarala is sitting here, yakara, right? So yan is coming first. That's why I said somehow I reversed these in writing my note. Okay, yan comes first. Yan comes first, and what's following that? Takara. Am I right? Or am I making some mistake here? Give me 1 second, okay? Dadhyatra, yeah. Dadhya, this da should have been da. Okay, this is how it is now. So now you have dhakara, yakara. Dhakara, yakara. What is dhakara? Dhakara is a mai. Okay. Yakara is what? A yan. What will get doubled? Yakara. Therefore, dadhyatra. All right. Suppose you are looking at anachicha without this vartika. Dhakara is there, right? What would get doubled? Dhakara is not followed by a vowel, anachi. And the dha is preceded by ena. Because you have to remember what? Achaha. Right? So you should have got dad, another dhakara, then yatra. But here what happened now? You got dad, double yakara. So you would not get double yakara with just anachicha. Right? Similarly, madhvatra, double here. Vakara is doubled. Okay? So what I'm saying, when you see double yakara, double vakara, double makara, I see anything of this, you know some doubling is going on, likelihood. Pay attention. See if it's an extra, you should be able to get rid of it and understand it. That's the only purpose I'm telling you this, because not commonly that you will find everything in all cases, okay? Doubling, etc. is not common in writing, but it's there nevertheless. Then similarly, one more vartika is sharaha khayo dveva bhavataha. What does it mean now? Now, if there's a shar and a khai next to each other, either if shar precedes and khai follows, or khai precedes and shar follows, one of them will get doubled. Either shar will get doubled or khai will get doubled. Okay, so that is what you're seeing here now. That, see, vatsa. Vatsa means what now? Example is like this. Vatsa is the word without doubling. Takara followed by sakara. Sakara is a shar. Takara is a khai. What is khai? Second and first of the class. Correct? So now what happens? What will get doubled now? Not takara. Sakara gets doubled. You get vatsa. Vatsa. Right? Similarly, this is hard to pronounce even. Ikshu becomes ikshu. Ikshu. That's what is going on. Apsaraha. 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 Double sakara. Okay? These are examples. Then the next one is saying that avasanecha yaro dve bhavataha. This we don't even need, because we already saw last time at length how anachicha, that anachi is a prasajya pratishedha, and therefore avasana is covered by it. This vartika becomes redundant as far as we are concerned. We don't need it. Okay? So these are the rules regarding the extra additions. Is this clear? Any doubt? No. All right. Now we will enter what is called as optional lopa. What is optional lopa? Just like we saw optional additions, there are sutras which will optionally drop letters. So if you know both these, then you know what are the optional business. That's why I combine them as one set. Optional additions, optional lopas. If you ask me, I said to you, only useful to recognize right words. I wouldn't worry about memorizing the rules too much. But good to know. If you have the memory, keep it. This, yeah, achoraha abhyam dve anachicha, 2 rules. Here 2 more rules. In both rules, what is common? If a hull proceeds, then a yam followed by a yam. If there are 2 yams, 1 yam will go. Okay? And if a hull proceeds and a jar is followed by a savarna jar, 1 jar will go. That's all. That are the 2 rules. Okay? Yamam yamilopaha, jaraha jari, jaralopaha. Both are jaro jari, yamo yami, kind of, easy to remember that way in your mind. Right? So those are 2 rules here. But there are some nuances here which we will look into briefly. So now, I pulled the wrong file. Sorry, last time's file I pulled out. I should get the right file. Okay. All right. Seeing it? Okay. So, halaha yamam yamilopaha. That's the sutra. Halo yamam yamilopaha. 8464. And the next sutra is 8465. Almost at end of Ashtadhyayi. After all the operations, you will remove the extra if you want to, optionally. Lopa is also optional here. Addition we saw also is optional. Okay. So halo yamam yamilopaha. What makes optional? Anyatarasyam, that word. Right? Anyatarasyam. Halaha 5-1. Yamam 6-3. Yami 7-1. When yam follows. Lopaha. When anyatarasyam. Optionally when sammitayam. In a sandhi situation. Now, which yama should follow which yama? When should I delete? What is yama? Hayavarat to what? Yamagananam. Is there any other makara? No. So, semi-vowels and nasals. Correct? So, how many characters? Yavarala 4 plus Nyamangana. Right? 5. 9. So, any of the 9 can follow and you will knock out. How do you know which one to knock out? What should you knock out? Is the question clear what I'm asking you? See, yamam, yami. Yama has got 9 characters. Yama, both are yama. 9 characters, 9 characters. Can you delete any character, any yama character? It's followed by any other yama character. Is it open-ended or not? It is not. The rule is respectively. Yatha sankyam anudeshaha samanam. Rule is 1-3-10. Paribhasha. Yatha sankyam anudeshaha samanam. What does that mean? Yatha sankyam means what? When the numbers of sthani and the number of replacements is equal. When both sthani and adeshas are equal in number, then you go the sthani order and the adesha order, you maintain respectively. Okay? Example we saw long ago is what? Echo ayavayavaha. H. What is H? A, O, I, O. 4 of them are there. How many adesh are there? Aya, Ava, Aya, Ava. 4. So, what should replace what? H should be replaced by Aya. A. O will get replaced by Ava. I will get replaced by ay. Au will get replaced by ava. How do you know? Yatha sankhyaṁ anudeshaha samanam. Numbers are equal means the matches, the sthani adesha relationship is respectively. Clear? That is the rule for yamo yamam. So when will it happen now? If you have yava, rala, or any of the 5 class consonants, nasals, following each other immediately, then the first one of them will get dropped. First one will get dropped. Is that clear? Okay. Let's go to the next rule now. The next rule is jharo jhari savarne. Similar, jhara 6-1, jhari. When a jhar is followed by a jhar. But what kind of a jhar? Savarne. Savarna jhar. Then what happens? That this jhar tasya lopaha bhavati. Optionally in a sandhi. Alright? But we have an extra word, savarne. Therefore, now the rule is not respectively. If he did not put the word savarne, you would have jhar for jhar, which means exactly same jhar has to be there twice for one to go. But because of the word savarna, what will happen now? Any savarna jhar, if it follows also, previous jhar will go. This is making sense? Didn't make sense. Okay, I'll make it make sense now. What is savarna? We will examine what is savarna. Question was asked long ago, what is savarna? I will take that up now. Okay? Because unless you remember what is savarna, it won't fit in your head. Okay? What is the definition of savarna? Yes, Amyanshu.
Tulya is a prayatna. Savarna.
Couldn't hear you clearly.
Tulya is a prayatna.
Tulyasya prayatnam. Correct. Tulyasya prayatnam savarnam. Correct. That's the sutra. Tulyasya prayatnam savarnam. Now, tulya means what? Comparable. Asya means what? The place in the mouth from where you pronounce. Prayatna means what? Prayatna is of 2 types. Antar prayatnam and Bahya prayatnam. Okay? In this definition of Tulyasya prayatnam, we are only looking at Antaranga prayatnam, not Bahya, only Antar prayatna. What is Antar prayatna? How much do you open your mouth? Do you open it fully, or is there always a touch happening? If a touch is happening, they are called sprishtaha, touching. If it is open fully, it is called vivritaha. If it is a little open, ishad vivritaha, yavarala. And if it is a little little closed, ishad sprishtaha. Ishad sprishtaha, ishad vivritaha, vivritaha sprishtaha. These are the 4 prayatnas. And asya, now, what is asya for ka? Kantha. What is asya for kha? Ka kha? Kantha. What is asya for ga? Kantha. What is the asya for gha? Kantha. What is asya for nga? Mukha, kantha, and anunasika, nose. Both are the asyas. Correct? Then can ka and nga be savarna or not? Technically they should not be, because tulya should be same. But here, when we say asya, we mean in the mouth only, don't include the nose. Therefore, ka and nga will be savarna. Therefore, entire kavarga will be savarna to each other. Entire chavarga will be savarna to each other. What about ya and cha? Are there savarna? Talu is there. But cha is sprishta prayatna, touching fully. What about here? Ishat sprishta, Ishat vivrita. Therefore, prayatna being different, ya and cha cannot be tulya. Okay? Ha also comes from kantha. A also comes from kantha. Can they be tulya? And actually, in Panini's world, he does not sometimes make a difference between the yavarala and hayavara. He will say they are all ishat vivrita. He won't use ishat prishta. Ishat prishta comes from Mahabhashyakara somehow. But there's a rule which says swara and vyanjana, ach and hal cannot be savarna to each other. It's a rule. That knocks off a and her being savarna. Okay? So what is savarna now? Should have the same prayatna in terms of how much the mouth opens. Should have the same place of pronunciation within the mouth. Take the nose, and sometimes you have uras as sthanam. Remove all that. Only within the mouth, the place used. That is the prayatna. Right? And asya is your asya. Let's say asya, and prayatna is the open, etc. If these are similar, then the letters are called savarna. Is this clear now? First, savarna. What is savarna? Okay. Then, or let me do, when I'm doing this, let me make sure I don't be too lazy. I will share the screen with you. So now let us go to the Sutra Patha. Okay. So now here, if you come to 13119, see, Tulyasya Prayatna. And you see this, Na ach halau. Ach and hal cannot be savarna. That is Na ach halau. Let's look at this. Tulyasya Prayatnam Savarnam. So it becomes more clear to you. So you can see, this is how we used to be told, memorizing. Lagu will give all this. Akuha visarjaniyanam kanthaha, ichuyashanam taluhu, riturashanam murdha, ritulasanam dantaha. You memorize these. Take some effort, but memorize it. Now what happens? All the what is it saying? What is ku, ka, kha, ga, gha, nga? Ku, ha. Visarga. All of these are what? Their Ucharana sthana is kantha. Asya is kantha. E, chu, cha, cha, ja, ja, nya. Then ya, yakara, shakara, talavi shakara. They are all what? Taluhu. R, tu, ta, ta, da, dha, na. Ra, sha is what? Murdha. R, tu, ta, tha, da, dha, na. Then lakara and sakara, etesham sthanam dantaha. U, pu, upadmaniyam oshtau. U. Then pa, pa, ba, bha, ma. Upadmaniya, visarga. When followed by pa and pa become upadmaniya. That fa sound. All of them are what? Ucharan sthana is oshta. Nyama, ngana, nanam, nasika, cha. Cha. Note that cha. It is not only nasika, it also has its place within the mouth. Okay. Then what about eighth? Edaitoho kantatalu. Eighth and eighth go from kantha and talu. Odotoho kantoshtam. So like this for everyone. Vakara is very distinct. Dantoshtam. Nobody else comes from dantoshta. What is jihva mula? The ikka. That sound. Nasika anuswarasya. This is all what? This is all asyam. Varnocharana sthanani. Then prayatnas are what? Sprishtam, prayatnam, sparshanam. Touching. Right? Ka to ma is all touching. Kadayaha, mavasanaha, sparshaha. Okay? Then what is little touching? Ishat sprishtam, antasthanam. What is antastha? Yavarala. Okay? Vivritam Ushmanam. See here, in Ashtadhyayi he presents Vivritam Ushmanam Svaranam cha, but elsewhere you will find Vivritam for Swara and Ishad Vivritam from Ushma. No, the difference will be made between them. Okay. So this is how the presentation is done. And then what is Savarnam? Savarnam is Yayoho Varnayoho Mukhasthita Ucharana Sthanam. Not Nasika. Mukhasthita. Mukha is mouth, not face here. The sthanas within the mouth and Abhyantara Prayatna are similar. Parasparabhyam Samanau Staha Tau Varnau Parasparayoho Savarnau Bhavataha. They are called Savarna letters. Therefore, what? Ka, Kha, Ga, Gha, Nga, they are all what? Savarnas to each other. Right? Cha, Cha, Ja, Ja, Nya, Savarnas to each other. So you see all of these. So now, what is Jhar going to be? Jhar will be what? You start from Jabhain. Right? Jabhain, Gadadash, Jabagadadash, Kapachatata Chatatau, Kapai Shashasar. Correct? That is the place for all of them. Now, these are all Savarna letters which you are noting here. What about Sha, Sha, Sa? Do they have a Savarna letter? Sha for Savarna, what is Sha? Sha is Talu, right? Sha is Murdha, right? Sa is Danta, Ha is Kantha. They cannot be Savarna to each other. Sthana is different. And there is no other letter which has the same Sthana and, Asya, because Asya is open. Therefore, none of them have Savarna. So what are letters which have Savarna? Are all these. Get it? Therefore, now when we say Jharo Jhari Savarne, what will it mean? If the letter of a class is followed by another letter of the same class, then one will go. The preceding Jharaha, Jhari, what will go? Jhar will go. So the first of the repeated will go. This is making sense now? So Yamo Yama, what is the difference? Same letter has to follow. In this, what is the difference? A letter of the same class, if it's there, it's enough. It will go. Okay. So now 8, 4, 60. Look at this now. Jharo, Jhari. First we will go to the previous one. Halo Yamam Yami Lopa. Okay. Halvarnat Parasya Yamavarnasya Yamavarne Pare Vikalpena Lopaha Bhavati. Just giving the vritti. Hal is what? Sarvani Vyanjanani. Yam is what? Yavarala plus Nasika. Varga Panchamaha. He's just mentioning it for us. Don't see now his example. You don't worry about all these details. We won't understand it. But there's a possibility you have this Aditya double yakara. Now what is Ya is following Ya. Same Yam. Therefore one can go. You'll get Aditya. Otherwise Aditya double yakara is also valid. Right? Then similarly the word Asya can be Asya double yakara. Can lose one yakara. Okay. Now you see these. Shayya. How many yakaras? 3 yakaras. How did it happen? Anachicha added 1 yakara. Anachicha added 1 yakara to Shayya. What will this fellow do now? 1 yakara he can drop optionally. What will you get back to? Shayya. Shayya, Anachicha, Shayya. Triple yakara. Then double yakara is back. Similarly, Achoraha Bhyam, what does it do? Durlabaha. It starts with that. Repa is there, followed by your lakara. Therefore, it will get doubled. You will get Durlabhaha. Right? Durlabham Trayamevaite. Then what will this fellow do? Yamo Yama. He will say 2 lakara, they can drop 1. You will come back to Durlabha. That's why I said between the optional addition and optional removal, you will come back to square one if you do it. But you don't have to do. You can keep doubled. You can keep it doubled. Okay. We saw this Yano Mayodve just now on Vartika. Same story here. Valmiki or Valmiki. One added, Vartika added, this Phalo Yamam Yami Lopa removed it. Okay. This is how this sutra is. Next sutra is what? Jharo Jhari Savarne. Not Sthanyantartamaha, which means any Savarna letter can do the job now. So what's the example? He gives an example. What is it? His example is, first is, you see, he made it pratat, pratta, right? So takara, takara, takara. We don't know how the whole word comes right now. 3 takaras. What happens then? 1 takara goes. And you'll get with pratta. So the examples to follow all the steps will be hard because we don't know enough of all the other rules. But I'm just saying this is what happens here. See, Krishna. The examples where, it is done using another rule like anachicha is easy for you to see. Otherwise, you have to know how it comes. But what is happening is Jaro Jari Savarne. So here what is happening now? See, here it is Dakara, Dhakara. Dakara, Dhakara. The. It's Savarna or not? It is. Therefore, what happened? Dakara went. Krishnardhi became. Okay. Utstambanam. It becomes Uttambanam first. Uta, tha, then ta. Then what happens? This thakara goes. This thakara goes. You get Uttambanam. Right? This is what this Jharo Jhari Savarne is about. Is it clear or unclear now? I have not taken to my tablet today because I didn't feel like doing these on the tablet. Okay, there's not much to do. Easier for me to show you and be done with it. So today's class is not too loaded. Okay, it's simple enough. What you have to remember, we had seen optional addition. Now we're seeing option dropping. So last time, if you remember, we had this question about akhidate cha prakhidate cha namo, right? So I checked with a Ghanapati who said it should be akhidate, not Mahaprana, Alpaprana. And then I followed up further and found there is Shiksha means how to pronounce. Shiksha Sutra means the sutra will tell you how should be pronounced. There is Paniniya Shiksha Sutra. Then there is what is called as Veda Pratishakya. Every Pratishakayam Bhava Pratishakya. Every shaka has its own rules of how pronunciation must be done. And there's a rule which says if you have a kid following, then its preceding letter must be doubled. I mean, it should come. So ka will bring ka only. It will not be ka. Somewhere it went wrong and became ka, but Pratishakya rule in Taittiriya Pratishakya presents it as ka. So I am not asking anybody to change their books because that's their business. But what is correct, I'm telling you, pronunciation wise is prakyate. And I don't know, so far I don't know of any place where you have 2 Mahapranas together. You cannot pronounce it, I feel. And if you go by pure Panini, it is not possible because of it will either take Chartvam or Jashtvam. It will not survive. But in Veda, it's a possibility, but some Vedic Pandit only can say whether such things exist or they don't. I will try to find out and then share it with you if I know better. Okay? So, these rules, as I told you, the ones we did last week with doubling, optional doubling, is very helpful for your chanting. You will see where a doubling is happening. Okay? Look at Purusha Sukta, look at Rudram, you will see ample examples. Writing will look the same. Same with Anuswara and Parasavarna. Anuswara say Parasavarna. What you will see in Mantra Pushpa is Anuswara. Because Parasavarna replacement is optional in Padānta. Not only that, if you have a thing like Sambandha, Sanchara, Samveda, Samhara, in all these, that Sam is considered like a pada. It's a Sam is an upasarga, but it is like a pada. Therefore, in all of them again, you have an option to retain the Anuswara. You will find the books will typically say put an Anuswara. But some of the books nowadays will put it where you have Anuswara say Parasavarna, it will change. So Anuswara will survive only if it is not a Yai. Anuswara say Yai Parasavarna. That is why you saw Simha will remain Simha, it will never become anything else. Hamsa, Simha, only nasalization. But not everybody follows it because Panini gives you an option. Option to keep Anuswara or change it to the nasal of the following. Parasya Savarnaha, Parasavarnaha. So when you look in the Mantra Pushpa and you see Anuswara, see if it has a Parasvarna. If it has, chant it that way. Typically it will be right. But sometimes it is not followed. Occasionally it is not followed. So you have to know what the way the Pratyashaka does. We don't know. And it's also, everybody will tell, how do you know this? This is how my teacher taught. This you will find in the Vedic world. They will not change the way they were taught. They will follow that. So sometimes there is a quarrel, which is right, but we don't have to get there. All I'm saying is you watch. Whenever you go any place, first time you observe how people chant. Don't try to join first time. Observe how they chant. So you don't become a nuisance for others who are already in place. But then you know how it's chanted. Now you follow them. You can join them. Like Ganapati Atharvashirsha, you will find so many of the Anuswara Parasavarna rules coming in. But then you will not hear them all chanted at times. I don't know why. Some places it will be followed, some places they won't do. Even, this Prathamam Vakratundancha Ekadantam Dvitiyakam. So what should you do? Prathamam. You should make Vakara into nasalized now. Prathamam Vakratundancha Ekadantam Dvitiyakam Tritiyam Krishna Pingaksham Gajavaktran Chaturthakam Lambodaram, there Makara, Lambodaram Panchamancha Shashtam Vikatamevacha Saptamam Rajancha Dhumravarnan Tathashtamam Navamam Makara Balachandrancha Dashamantu Vinayakam Eka Dashanganapatim Dvadashantu Gajananam. How everyone will change. Looks all same, Anuswara. Chant Makara, wrong. Chant Nakara, wrong. How should you chant? Depends on what follows. Right? So if you use Monuswaraha, Anuswarasya Parasavarnaha, Achoraha Bhyam Dve, Anachicha, and Visarga Sandhi rules. If these many you keep in head, your chanting will definitely become proper. Much better than where it will be today. Okay? So that much is what I would say is sandhi between words predominantly. Okay? Now, there are other things. Within the word, what happens? In the formation of a word, what happens? Like you have, chid plus ta becomes chinna. Pur plus ta becomes purna. So there are other rules in the formation of words. And when you form a word, if it's ending in a conjunct consonant, it will lose the conjunct. There are some rules like this. So I'm thinking whether we should get into those right now or defer that. I will think about it. Okay, and see whether we should get there. But with what we have done so far, we should be able to look at any section of the Bhashyam and split the words. What does it require? It requires a knowledge of words. It's not just rules. Somebody asked me how to do long words. How to do long words? Look at the long word. Try to identify first, are there any word endings in that word, long word? Like we saw what? Gatasoon, agatasoon, example. Gatasoon, you should know it's a word. How will you know it? You should know how Guru declines. Guru, Guru, Guravaha, Gurum, Guru, Gurun. Asuhu, Asu, Asavaha, Asum, Asu, Asun. Swami, I don't know Asu is a word. Then you will not be able to make that sandhi because you don't know what to do. You don't know which is a word, which is not a word. So you need a certain vocabulary to be able to recognize this is padam. Suptingantam padam. You should be able to recognize words. Tinganta words and subanta words and avyayas. Recognize them. Avyayas are the easiest. Chakara. You know? Avyayas are very easy that way. You can catch them first. Right? Remove what you can. But what can happen? Like we saw today, you know, you can say, you can make mom and add the next word. You can make up your own possibilities because words look okay. Then context alone will tell you what is right. So you should know the word boundaries. You should have a fair understanding of pratipadikas. If you know pratipadikas, only then compound the components you'll identify. Right? And once that much is there, first step is to divide by word boundaries. Padānta. Then within a word, you look for compounds. So gatasoon, agatasoon, cha. First make this much. Gatasoon, agatasoon, cha. Now gatasoon is what? Compound. Within that there is a sandhi. Gata, asoon. You don't need it immediately, but will be very helpful to divide the compound and understand it. Right? Gataha, asu, asavaha, gataha, asavaha, yesham te, gatasavaha, tan, gatasoon. Like this you will write. Then it will make sense. Right? So the method is look at the long word, find the word boundaries. Word boundaries are subanta or tinganta or avyayas. Find them, then if you can't do samasa, it's okay. At least know the word boundaries first. But the word is too long even to pronounce. Helps to know the pratipadika boundaries within that. So you will be able to make sense out of it. Look for avagrahas. And if there are none in some books, you have to still know contextually what will fit in. You can't say, you know, agamapayinaha nityaha. It won't fit. It just won't fit. It has to be nityaha. Okay? So that is what I would say is our sandhi prakaranam for now. All right? If I feel like adding some more, as I told you, within the word business, I will add. Otherwise, I will think of what should we begin next week. I asked for people any suggestions. I got one suggestion from somebody. I will consider that suggestion and I will think of anything else which will make sense. Okay? We'll stop here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Any questions? Yes, Harsha.
I've noticed that there are gaps that are taken sometimes in chanting. So, for instance, Vrida Jaritre Rudrastavano, and then there's a pause, Anyante, and then a pause again, Asmanniva Pantu Senaha. So, those pauses, is there a Panini rule that also prescribes when the avasanas should come?
No. Unless in the mantra pushpa you have a danda there, then it's clear avasana. If there is no danda, then how they do it is purely probably sampradaya. Very likely. Because I told you, in Sanskrit, officially, if you ask what is the punctuation marks, it is only danda. Full stop. We don't have a comma, we don't have a semicolon, we have no other punctuation marks. And if you look at the old manuscript kind of things, whole line will be one big line, all merged together. I don't know how they managed to read it even. That's how the manuscript should look like. Today we are very thankful. People are giving a lot of broken words. Otherwise, to read one sentence we would have been dead. So pause, I don't know, but quite likely it will be in the sampradaya. Yes, Deepti.
Swamiji, this is the connection with Harsha's question only. Usually that is there when it is the first word is ending in A and then a vowel is following. What Harsha ji is telling.
I don't know. I have not noticed it.
In what he asked, no, that pause type of a thing which is coming, usually it will be ante and then like you told, no, Harsha ji. A matra, it's ending in A, and the following word is beginning with a vowel, either a or e.
As I said, I think, see, these are, maybe you notice some things like that, but finally you have to know why it is done is only probably by how the Sampradaya teaches it. There could be something in the way the Pratishakhya, again, I don't know. Yes, Mahita.
Swamiji, for this, I heard from a few people like in our course and etc. that when a vowel follows, apparently you take a small pause. For example, even the first line of Rudram, Namaste Rudramanyava Utota Ishave Namaha. Sorry, before Utota you take a small pause. That's all.
Okay.
Ishave, before Ishave.
See, the point is this basically. I don't know. I mean, as I said, there could be rules. I don't know about them. Because normally when they teach you chanting, they won't teach rules. They will just teach you chanting. Rules are taught later. Probably because that's the way children had to be taught. First they memorize everything. They can just do it. Memory is phenomenal. Later they learn shiksha, maybe, if they study more. So there could be a rule. I just don't know offhand. Okay. Yes, Amyanshu.
Swamiji, in our example 8.3, serial number 72, deep breath in Prithivi Paryantam Trailak.
One second. Now let me see. 72. Dyu pravritin Prithvi Paryantan Trailokyatmanaha. What about it?
Deep breath in, what is that? Couldn't understand.
Dyu is heaven. Huh?
E plus U.
Give me 1 second, okay? I'm not able to understand what you're saying. I'll share the screen and then we will look at it together, okay? So you're talking about this example, 72. Dyu pravritin Prithvi Paryantan Trailokyatmanaha. What's the question now?
Deep breath in meaning.
Dyu is heaven or space.
That is Dou.
Dyu. No, don't think you know all the words. Look at the word Dyu exists, okay? Okay? Dyu. Dyu is the word. Pratipadika is due. Okay? Parvati means etc. Right? Okay. Yeah. Malti, sorry.
Swamiji, you said just now about some. As some is a upasarga and it is a pada, you said. The previous exercise also, we had some words, sannyasa and sannihita or samharati, sannihita. So how is the some?
No. Some, okay. How some is a pada you're asking?
How is some a pada?
See, basically what happens is this. They are all called nipatas. Okay. Upasargas are also nipatas. And the nipatas are all becoming avyayas. Okay, give me 2 seconds, okay? Okay, now see, let's go to Prague. Okay, see, Prague Rishvarat Nipataha. This is a sutra. Prague Rishvarat. Actually, better than this, let me share the Ashtadhyayi. That will be easier to talk about. Give me a second. All right. You see the Ashtadhyayi now?
Still seeing only ashtadhyayi.com.
Huh. Oh, okay. Why is that? Strange. Okay, we'll fix it. Now what do you say?
Yeah, the PDF. Yeah.
Okay, good. So now, okay. So now the first question is, what is an avyaya? So what is an avyaya? For that, we have to find definition of avyaya. All right. So you can see the first chapter is a lot of definitions. Okay. So now, where do you find avyayas here? You find them in this section here. Avyaya Sanya Prakaranam. Do you see them? Swaradi Nipatam Avyayam. Okay. So swar, beginning with that, all the nipatas are avyayas. Then what is an avyaya? Till 41. Tadhitascha asaro vibhakti. Certain tadhitas will make avyayas. Okay. Krin me jantaha. Krit pratyayas ending in makara or h. Like tumun. Tumun is what? Nakara is it? Who is it? Tum it ends. That is why tum, hantum, gantum, pathitum is all avyayas. Krit me jantaha. Then twa tosun kosunaha. For example, if you say pathitva, gatva is all avyayas. Then avyayi bhava compounds. Avyayi bhavascha avyayaha. All these are what have the anuvritti of the word avyayam. All right. Now what is this? See, after that it ended. 41. Then next thing, Sarvanama Sthana. Avyaya is only these 4 sutras, 5 sutras. Okay. But what is nipata? Then you have to go to another section. And that will tell you what is nipata, it will tell you. And that nipata is a long list. Okay. So you can see nipata will begin somewhere here. Nipat Sanya Prakaranam. So Pragrishvarat nipata chadaya asatve upasarga vibhakti swara. All these pradaya. So you will find this pradaya will include all upasargas. They are all nipatas. They are upasargas only when associated with a kriya. So like this, all the pradis will get a sangya of nipata. And every nipata gets sangya of an avyaya. What is an avyaya? An avyaya is one to which you can add a sup. And what will happen to that sup? It will go away. It will come, it will go. What will it become then? Padam. That's how some etc. will become padam. So all these upasargas as nipata will be pada. Avyaya then pada. Avyaya padam. Clear? So that's one way of looking at, that's one thing about padam. And second thing we have to remember padam is the definition of padam, which we have seen earlier. That it could be suptingantam or it could be what? Asarvanamasthane. You have to remember what is yak, what is bha, what is bha. Excluding bha will be padam, right? Yachi bham. So there we have to look at padam. So we have to get pada's definition in multiple ways. But what you asked about is coming from the avyaya side. And avyaya is nipata is a huge long list of things which get defined as avyayas. Okay. Anything else? Okay, we'll stop then.